Hi, dear friends. It's a long time, and I thought let me begin like this because next year probably I may not be able to come regularly for the meeting. And Anupama insisted that still I continue to stay in the group. Thank you, Anupama. So here comes my analysis, or rather, the way I enjoyed the book. Uh, I looked at the title and it said "Die and that itself was intriguing. And then this particular chapter, which says Live Empty, really caught my attention. And I said, the title of the book is Die Empty. And then he says, closes it with Live Empty. So I couldn't wait to get to the last chapter. So I literally, just breezed through the book. And then I come to the last chapter, and sure enough, it was not disappointing. And like we all had discussed, I'm not going to discuss the summary of the book, but I'm going to give or share with you some of the thoughts that occurred to me as I was going through. So, empty, live empty. The word empty is an acronym of the five doctrines that we should rather live by. So, empty, the E stands for ethics, M for mission, P for people, T for task, and Y for you. That is why live empty. So when he talks about ethics, uh, the book says that focus on what are the ethics that you are aligned to and see what is it during the day that can take you away from the ethics. So I just remembered a story while I was going through this. There was a small village, and in this village, there was a person who was, going around across the fields. He owned a lot of fields and farms and everything, and he was going around, and he was carrying a bag with some coins, gold coins. And on the way, he doesn't remember where, he just leaves it somewhere, and then he goes back home, and then he remembers, oh God, I left my bag of coins somewhere. And then he calls all the people in the village and he tells them that I have left my bag of coins. If somebody finds it, do let me know. I have left some gold coins over there. So people were searching for it, but nobody found it. Then a small girl gets a bag of gold coins to her father. And they actually live in a hut. They're very poor. And the man says, oh God, yesterday only the gentleman from the main street, Samuel, he said that he has lost his bag of gold coins, so I must return it to him. He sat there with the child and then counted the number of coins. He said, wow, there are 50 coins. Okay, I must return it as it is. And he just took it to the person and then he gave back the coins to him. Now, Samuel remembered this guy during an earlier meeting in the Gram Panchayat. When Samuel had protested about some children coming out of school and making noise, this old gentleman, the poor man, had raised his objection, and he said, after all, they are children, so I think we should let them to play a little bit. So even if they are a little noisy, I think we should be considerate. And the village panchayat head had given the decision in his favor. So now Samuel remembered that, and he said, how come this man could had the courage to raise his voice against me? So now let me prove him wrong. So he took him to the court, dragged him to the court, and he tells the village that there were 75 coins in this. But he is bringing back a bag with only 50 coins. So where did this 25 coins go? So the Gram Panchayat head examined the whole thing, and then finally he came back with a decision saying that since your bag had 75 coins and he actually got a bag with 50 coins, this is not the bag that you have lost. So for being so genuine and good, this bag of gold coins goes to you. So the old poor man got the bag of coins, and then the rich Samuel went back empty handed. So if you allow your ethics to be, de-aligned because of certain perversions, certain ego issues, then you're going to be in trouble. So there are times when your uh, ethics will be put to test, will be challenged. There could be an argument, there could be some meeting, there could be some client situation, but whatever it is, remember that your ethics are not something that you can put for jeopardy, that are something that you have to always live by. Now, the second talk that comes to my mind, the second topic that he has discussed is mission. So, how one has to be focused on one's mission. So there was this gentleman. Everything about him was very good, but he always felt that he chickened out at the last moment when he had to do something. So he thought that to overcome this cowardice, he had to learn martial arts. So he goes to the master guru and he says, "Sir, please teach me martial arts." He said, "Why do you want to learn martial arts?" He says, "See, I'm a coward. I have no courage to do anything. So that's why." So the martial arts guru says, "Definitely, I will accept you as my disciple, but I have an assignment for that." "Okay, sir, you tell me what I should do." "Please, can you go to a city like Mumbai and get out on the street and keep on telling everybody whom you meet, 'Sir, I have come from this small village and I am a coward.'" He says, "How can I say that to a stranger?" "I don't know, but you've got to do it." So this boy, this man, he goes to the city. He hires a place and then he goes to goes out. He looks a man in the eye and then he feels scared. How am I going to talk to him? He just, he quails, he whimpers, his voice falters, he trembles. For sometimes he avoids, he doesn't get out of the flat. Then after a few days, he musters courage and slowly starts speaking. And after a few days, he realizes that he's able to speak freely. And then from the fourth day, he's saying it confidently and openly. And the sixth day, he says, "Why am I saying I'm a coward? I'm not a coward anymore." So in a week, he comes back to the guru and he says, "I don't feel that I can say that I'm a coward." "Why? You're afraid?" "No, but I'm not a coward anymore." So he said, "Okay, the purpose of your coming to learn martial arts was that you want to overcome that cowardice. You have overcome your cowardice. So you need to learn martial arts only if you want to learn martial arts, not for overcoming cowardice." So be focused on your mission. What exactly is a mission? There could be something that we may take a wrong step to achieve a mission, whereas or maybe probably lean the ladder against the wrong wall. Then you may feel that you are achieving progress because you're going up, but you don't realize that you're going up the wrong wall. Actually, you have to go up on the other wall. So understand what is your mission and focus on that. The next topic that he talks about is people. Focus on the people around you. Who are the people who matters to you most? How can you make a difference to them one day? How can you encourage them? I just remembered the story of a person who says that he was sitting in a train and he wanted to relax. In front of him was an old man, and with him was a young man, around 35. And the train started, and this young man looked out and he said, "Look, look, look. Actually, our train is moving." And it looked as though that train is also moving. "Is that also moving? And it's moving in the opposite direction?" So the gentleman says, "No, no, that train is stationary, you see." And after some time, they realize, yes. And then after some time, this young man was surprised at every small thing that occurred. Look at the tree, look at the flowers, look at the dry land, look at the train, look at the cars, look at the people. The people around got very flustered, and especially this gentleman sitting in front of him who wanted to relax. So after some hour or so, he lost his patience and he told this man, "Can you not ask your son to keep quiet? He's 35 and he's bouncing like a baby. What happened to him? Or is something wrong with him?" So the older man looked at him in the eye and he said, "Really sorry for disturbing your peace. But today, after 35 years, he's seeing the world. He got a cornea transplant today and he has got his vision." And the man was stunned to silence. That's what happens in life. We do not realize, that people can come from where they are coming from. And so that can derail us from being people centric. The next thing is task. I will just rush through this. I will just recreate one incident. J. Samith, the vice chairperson of Deloitte, he had a peculiar assignment. He said everybody from every department will talk with the customer. So there was a rotation that was going on. So one day he himself was sitting in front of the telephone and a customer picked up the phone and the customer says, "I am Timothy and I have a particular problem with my computer that is not starting." So he said, "Okay, fine, Timothy, what do you do?" And he said, "I'm a father." So he said, "Oh, father, I am also a father. I have two children." So he says, "Oh, I'm not that father. I'm a pastor. I'm in Vatican." "Oh, really, Vatican? Wow, it has been my dream with work in Vatican." So then Father Timothy said, I am in the library, and then he explained about certain peculiar things about Vatican. And 2 days later, the Vatican called him up and said that we would like to make a CD on Vatican. So they produced certain videos about Vatican, which are today also considered masterpieces. So never underestimate the value of a task. It can be a small task, but it may be aligned to something, it may have a greater meaning. It can connect the dots of your life. So, for whatever task you do it with full devotion. Then we come to you. You is focus on you. So, why were you? So, you focus on yourself, dream a little, be grateful for whatever you have got in your life, and enjoy the process of living. Do not, try to prove anything to anybody. Focus on your mission, on your ethics, because it is finally your life. Here I will close with a small story again. There was a tiger, and the tiger was very annoyed with the monkey looking at the grass and saying, oh, the grass is so blue here, the grass is so blue here. The tiger said, no, it is green. The donkey says, no, it is blue. So the tiger and the donkey both go to the lion. Now the donkey says, isn't the grass blue? The tiger is saying it is green. Punish him. So now the lion says, okay, the tiger is imprisoned for a month. The donkey jumps in happiness. The tiger comes to him and says, how can you imprison me? Isn't the grass green? So the lion says, I'm not putting you in prison for this to prove because the grass is blue. I'm putting you in prison because you stoop so low as to fight with the donkey. Don't you understand how intelligent it is? So pick your battles in your life and understand what is your mission and focus on that. Thank you, folks, for listening to me patiently. Thank you.